where it's going to go here, and we're just going to start digging it out, and hopefully there's not too much stuff buried under here, because as we know it was already full of crap and everything else. So we're going to dig it out, and we'll come back to you as and when we're digging, and we'll show you what we're up to. There's not going to be no shelf in it, it's just going to be purely a big hole with a slope so that they can get out, but we'll explain that more later on. Well, my brother Edward's up here, give us a hand, because this is very rocky ground and we're finding all sorts of rubbish that they've buried in it, so the digging isn't easy. I'm going to leave you on just to see a bit of the digging, and yeah, you can see what he's just thrown out there, all bits of carpet and metal and all sorts. So I'll leave you on for now, just so you can see what we're up to. Well, we're going to be here a while digging, so I'll come back to you in a bit. Ed's still digging. What we're doing, we're mounding it up on the edges, because we're going to raise the level of the pond slightly so that you can't just run straight into it, and any sort of any water on the surface can't just flow into it and fill it with mud and everything else. So that's what we're up to. As you can see, the amount of crap that we've dug out of it so far, there's a ton of glass over there, the green thing. Chickens having a good scratch through it, but it's just full of bags, bottles and metal and tin cans and glass, and you know, there's bits of glass just there. I don't know if you can quite make it out, but just there. So we're going to get what we can out. We'll level off this top then, make the sides nice and flat, because I don't want them coming out this way. We're going to create a slope at the back up there, and we're going to put some of the slabs on that, but I'll explain that later on. Anyway, for now I will leave you to it, and I'll come back to you in a moment. As you can see now, we've built the area up. We just need to extend it back now and get the slope in it. We'll smooth off these sides now by packing them, and then we've created the banking, but the birds are now starting to collapse it. Can you get them off there, Ed? Once we got that in and the water's in there, it'll be fine. So that's where we're at the moment. We still keep digging, so I'll see you in a bit. So as you can see, we've dug out a lot of it. We've put in some underlay that we scavenged from the tip. Remember, I spoke to you about it before in an earlier episode. Now we've just got to build this back end up here, and then once we've done that, then we can get the liner in. But I'll just protect it from any sharps and stuff that are there, and hopefully we'll be fine. I just got to scrape some soil around the back now, create the back, get some liner in there and some slabs, and if these chickens bugger off for 5 minutes, I'll be able to get on with it. Well, as you can see, this liner is miles too big for this hole, but to be honest with you, after digging it, I don't think we need anything bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pull a liner out, you know, stretch a liner out, weigh it down with some bricks, and we'll let the weight of the water take it and crease it, and we'll help it crease as we go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave you watch for a bit anyway. As you can see, we could have had a much bigger pond, but we don't need it for the ducks we got. Okay. So it's going to give me plenty to trim now. Okay, so the next stage of this now is to get some water in it and let it take it in, and we can help it as and when it goes. There we are, we've just started taking the water out of our rain barrels, starting to fill it up. As you can see now, it's starting to stretch that plastic in, so what we'll do now in a moment, when the weight of that goes in, we'll start feeding the plastic in and creating the corners where it needs them and things like that. We'll just let the plastic go in with it now and sort it out from there. Okay, the slabs are not pretty, but they're there for a reason. There's a slight chamfer in it, but like I said, it's not a problem. But all it's there for is to protect that area where the ducks are swimming up to it. And we will put another layer now across here once we can build up behind it with some soil. But today we're just going to get the water in and get these folds done. Some of you might be thinking why we dug it so deep, and the reason for that, we wanted it very deep down that sort of end, because as the ducks, anybody who's got ducks will know they're very messy. They bring loads of mud into the pond and things like that. What this is going to do, because it's on like 3 different slopes, it's all sloping down to this one corner here, and eventually with the ducks swimming about, it should move all of that sediment to that one corner. And because it's deep, the ducks won't be able to keep stirring it up, and then once in a while I can just drop this pump into there, pump out all the muck, and it'll be an easy way of doing it. But I've also got a pond vac as well, which we can use in here. Oh, is that alright? Okay, so we're nearly full. So far there's around 1800 litres gone in. We got another couple of 100 litres to go, I think. As you can see, the water's now coming up the stones, and the reason that the slabs, the reason we've put them in, there is a lip to catch them so they don't slide. But what that's going to do as the ducks swim to get out, they're able to just walk onto that. we've purposely kept the 3 other sides a little bit higher, and what we're going to do, we'll remove some soil under this one here if we have to, just so the water comes to here first and there's a little lip around the other 3. Then we'll dig a channel around it, bury the plastic in the channel, and then we'll address with everything else. That over there is the mound of crap that we've had dug out of the hole. There's all sorts of rubbish in there. We've got a bucket of glass just over here. The amount of stuff that was in there is just unbelievable. Anyway, it looks like this barrel's running out, so I've got to go and move it to another one now, because we're using pure rainwater in this. On the plus side, if we get short of water throughout the summer, we've got 2,000 litres sat here, and we'll use every bit of that if we need to, and the ducks will get back to their little blue one. Anyway, I'll see you in a moment. Well, it seems that these 2 khaki Campbells couldn't even wait for me to finish the pond. They're in there. So as you can see now, they're trying to get out the side now. They've got to learn it's this way they've got to come. But oh well, they managed to get out. So I may well build up the bankings on the other 3 sides a bit higher with some soil, and or big boulders actually, just to stop them climbing out there and force them out to this end. But they managed to get on and have a good go. For tonight, this is pretty much going to be it. I've got to dig a big channel around here and what have you, but the pond is in. It's quite large, as you can see. It's not dead square or anything. I'm not worried about that. It's there as a pond for the ducks, you know. What will happen, because of the lay of the ground, any sort of water will flow over that corner there and just run off down the path anyway, so it's not a problem. So hopefully that'll be good enough, and hopefully it's not pierced anyway, so it should be good. We've put the carpet in, like I said, just the underlay, just to protect it. We'll deal with all the outer edges and get some big boulders and stuff like that to sit around it at a later stage. But that's it for the moment, so I'll come back to you when we do that. It probably won't be today, so it'll be another day, expect now. But I need some quite big boulders to go around 3 sides to stop them from coming in and out that way. I want to direct them in through this path here because of the slabs there that are there to protect the liner, and we'll do another flat slab across there. We'll build up the ground with some earth there, and we'll do another flat slab across here then, and then that way then is protecting the liner completely for in and out. So that's it for the moment, and I'll see you later on when I come to do the next stage. Well, as you can see, this is in a bit of a mess at the moment. It's the ducks have messed all over it, and they've been in there and what have you. There's feathers everywhere. Yesterday we didn't get to finish this. It was raining quite a lot, and we ended up picking up some rocks for around the edge, because the ducks obviously want to try and climb out the sides otherwise, and we want them to go up where the patio slabs are. So what we have to do, we have to put a bit more soil under here and create a flatter banking underneath the liner, so we can sit the rocks on, and then we'll bank behind that then with some more soil, so it creates a 3 sort of sided banking with a lower area up there. But obviously this is a lot of plastic to deal with, so we're going to trim it down first. So that's the first thing we're going to do today. We're going to trim it down, and then I can get underneath it, put some more soil and what have you from up the plot, and still, you know, get rid of some of that crap I've got up there. When we finish this, then we've got some big rocks to put around it, and then we need to just start cleaning up the plot and get rid of the rubbish we've dug out of it. But hopefully we'll get it finished today, and obviously over time, and when things start growing around it, grass and things like that, as long as the chickens don't keep digging the soil out, we should be okay. I'll show you the rocks that we've sort of scrounged up. They're quite substantial rocks, as you can see. They're not small rocks. So we're they'll go right. They'll be placed around the side of the pond, and it's just to give it a little bit of height above the water, just to sort of make the ducks think twice about trying to climb out, and obviously there'll be an easier way out from at the other end. At the other end, which is over here, we are going to put another patio slab across there, but flat. So we need to build that shelf up as well. So first things first, let's get some of this plastic cut. I'll leave you on for it, for a section of it, and then I'll edit as we go along. All right. Okay, so we've got that trimmed down now. Alright, it's taken a few minutes, but it's a more manageable size now. I can pick it up, pack behind it, and once the stones are on there, it's never going to move anyway. And I was going to bury it initially, but the time the rocks are on there and we put the soil behind the rocks, it will be buried. So and like I said, I like the fact that it's raised up out of the ground with the bankings a little bit. It'll just prevent anybody just walking straight into it. It'll also prevent any mud flowing into it, because the water now will just run around and down the hill as normal. But as you can see, we've got a little khaki there having a little drink on it. Whether she goes and has a bath, I don't know. But already in the last couple of days, you can see these ducks are a lot cleaner. Even though they're walking around on mud, they're much cleaner. So I'm sure they'll get in and have a bit of a play with it when it's finished. But anyway, oh, here we go. I think she's going to get in. But that's the main thing about it. It's just to give these a bit more natural lifestyle, where they can get on the water if they want to, and what have you. At the moment, they're not too sure about the plastic, so it is frightening them a bit. But they don't like walking on it and stuff. But like I said, we'll get all this finished out today. So I'll see you in a moment. I think the pond's made him a bit randy. So what we've done here now, we put all them big boulders right around, excuse me panting. The reason for this is just give a bit of height, just to stop the ducks wanting to try and climb out the side and to force them come out this way here. We're going to bank that up now with some soil around there, if I can get enough from somewhere. And I can trim the rest of this plastic, and then we'll also put a bit of a down ramp on this side of the thing there, so they've just got an up and over ramp. And once that's done, I mean, I know you can still see the plastic, you know, above the rocks, but that's just the way it is. But as long as the ducks are enjoying it, it holds water. I'm not worried about it being too pretty. This is a duck pond after all, and it's going to get filthy. But I just wanted a functional duck pond, just something that's going to stop them climbing over the plastic, and I think this will do the job. So what we're going to do now, we're going to fill behind there, and we can trim this a bit more now. We'll fill behind it now with some soil. It's going to take quite a bit, so just to do that much along there, sorry with my hand there, that much along there took 4 wheelbarrows, so it's going to take a fair whack. But other than that, once we get the soil on, you know, we're going to leave this as it is. We could plant it up and stuff, but the ducks are just going to destroy it, so there's just no point. We'll put a load of bark chip around here where we can get hold of some, and it'll tidy the place up for them. So anyway, I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay guys, so that's the pond done. Eventually all these bankings around it now will seed themselves with grass and weed and things like that, and when the rain compacts it down, it'll help it a bit better. I'll give you a walk around in a moment. It's not meant to be a pretty pond because, like I said, we can't plant it up or anything because of the ducks. There's no point putting anything around the sides, they'll just rip it out or dig it out, so it's just going to be a functional pond, okay? But what I'll do, I'll give you a look around now, show you, you know, what's what. I've cleaned the mess up, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, we start off, got some of this bark from around the other end of the plot just to put it in front of the stones. We go up a ramp to a flat surface where they can stand, and then in the water there's another ramp. What that's going to allow them to do is to swim right up to it and walk out. What we've done over on the back end of the right around the sides and the back, we've put some big boulders. That's just to stop them from trying to climb out that area and skagging the side of the plastic. Around the sides we've created a big bank, which will mean water will run away from the pond, so nothing's going to flow into the pond. Screws the strim in. So eventually, like I said, when the chickens stop digging around and they're looking for all the worms, this bank will eventually grow. What I'm going to have to do here though, I'm going to have to dig a big channel out here and fill it with old rubble and things like that as a soak away, because any water comes off the sheds, it's got nowhere to go at the moment. Whereas what used to happen is it sort of run down there. So that's the pond, guys. You're gonna have to excuse this strim in a minute. People always strim at the wrong time. Yeah, so that's the pond. The chickens and ducks have been on it. I'll see if I can get some video of them on there later on for you. You know, it's been a 3-day build. We've had to carry some really big slabs and stones, as you can see. You know, they're not small rocks. Some of these things weigh about 6 to 8 stone, something like that. Although it's not square, it's not what we want. We didn't want an exact square one. We just wanted to get it in where the ducks can get in there. All that water will eventually settle. It's a bit brown at the moment because I've been standing in it, and the ducks have been bathing in it, and they're much cleaner now. But for all intents and purposes now, the pond is built. The chickens, yeah, you can see, chickens having a drink there. It's not a problem. You can go to the edge, and they can even step inside without having to get soaked. But at least now the ducks got somewhere to go. They're much cleaner because they've been bathing a lot more. So what I might do now is set you up, and hopefully we'll catch some video of the ducks, and I can edit that into this then. Alright, so I'll come back to you if we can get that.